Let's go to SEO now. And that's search engine optimization, part of SEM, which is search engine marketing. So, while performing SEO on your website can improve reach, solicit response, and acquire new customers, the results can take 3 to 6 months to be fully realized and can last somewhere between 1 to 2 years depending on how competitive your industry is. Now remember that by 2020, 40% of all purchases will be online, and more than 90% of them will be searching the web for product information or a better price, even while at the store that they're purchasing from. And so since more than 50% of web users never click on paid ads, it is important that you optimize your website for search engine optimization. Take into account that more than 60% of web searching and 40% of all digital advertising takes place on Google. So your product and service needs to be optimized for Google, first and foremost. Now, yes, you will work on Bing and Yahoo and Baidu and all of the other search engines that come up, okay? But 60% of web search and 40% of digital advertising on Google makes me think that we should focus on Google first. So, how does SEO work? Well, it answers the question for every possible consumer type that you want to target. So that when they type their search query looking for brick markets or a service or product that you provide, your information shows up before your competitor's information catches their attention. This area right there is called the SERP, the Search Engine Results Page. And studies have shown that consumers usually click on the top 3 links and have an attention span of about 10 seconds. That's it. That's their attention span. 10 seconds, and then you're off the hook. So once your landing page is displayed, before they decide to continue deeper with you or go to your competitor's site, so it should take you less than a week to optimize a website for Google SEO, but depending on how many pages you have, it may take longer. So remember that you do need to resubmit your SiteMaps.xml, your Robots.txt for the spiders and the crawlers to actually do their job. And that should be done pretty regularly, depending on how often your content changes or your content strategy. But how do you figure out this content strategy? Well, it's called a self-analysis or a keyword search. So it's available for your on-page and for your off-page. Now let's flip those around, on-page and off-page popularity. Now, by finding out what keywords or key phrases are being used by your consumers to talk about you and look for your products, well, researching your company in the same manner can help you understand what separates you from them, okay? To thy own self be true, I think it's the saying that comes to mind, But remember that in order to be different, you must at very least be equal first. So you need to know your enemies closer than your friends sometimes, okay? So, once you find the short and long-term combinations, you can decide which have a higher probability of getting your company to the top of the search results page and insert them into your file names, into your HTML code to ensure proper densities. Use them in your meta tags. Use them in your H1 tags, in your cascading style sheet, inside external files, internal code, external anchor links and internal file links, titles, descriptions, and all tags for video, audio, and all your multimedia assets, as well as for the internal HTML code on your web pages. Basically, your entire website should be written strategically to reflect how your consumer looks for you, and now how you see yourself. Furthermore, remember that the search engines have a very specific algorithm that they use Those are the methodologies, the way that they index content, the way that they rank web pages, and then the way that they serve that content to consumers. So understanding their algorithm and taking into account the fact that Google, for example, has had pretty much on a yearly basis a new algorithm from Penguin to Panda and new ones every year. So whenever they change their algorithm, you need to change your optimization. So, for example, proximity is not as valuable as it used to be in the past. Now, keyword stuffing is what they call it. So, if it doesn't sound easy enough right now, it's because it isn't. Okay? But don't fret it. In the tools of the trades, we're going to see many applications that can facilitate this process. And remember that whenever your business processes change or the algorithm change, you need to change. You need to re-optimize again. SEO is not a one-time fix and forget, but a constant choice.